So
Yeah.
listen, the other question is Japan. So amazing. I've known you for quite some years.
Yep.
Japan played an important role in your life. Why don't you tell everybody what did you learn from your experience? How long were you there for?
So you probably have to start from the origin of it. I was in college and I was on my way from tennis practice to sign up for classes, and I didn't know what we had for whatever degree I was going to get um, 30 years ago. I had to get a couple of years of a language class. I didn't know what I was going to take. I was on my way through the student union, and there was a work fair going on, and the CIA was recruiting, and that's a guy stopped me, and I said, "Oh yeah, what if I want a career in the CIA? What should I be studying?" And he said, "Far East language, Japanese or Chinese." So, well, that seems like a sign from God. And
Give you gave you the answer.
yeah, he gave me the answer. I went and I signed up for that. Took Japanese between my junior and senior year. I did a summer abroad in Japan, and then came back realizing that the best I could do was order in a restaurant. And so if I was really going to get good at it, then I needed to go. And so a couple of days after graduation, I packed my bags and went from the University of Montana to Tokyo and started a language school where I did that for a year, and then into a series of jobs that ended up with me working for Walter Mondale, the ambassador to Japan, U.S. ambassador to Japan at the time, and worked for him for a couple of years. And as he was going back to the U.S., he wrote me a letter of introduction, recommendation, and Brook Trout Technology was a company that saw that, and I came back, and we met.
That's right. That's understand. So you were there for a couple of years then, 2 years?
I was there for 5 years. I went through
5
language
years.
school and then a couple of different jobs, and yeah, was
But the
translating.
dream was to work for the CIA. Was that the?
Well, that was the idea as I was walking through the student union at university, but I actually did through a sort of I didn't pursue it. At the time, I decided I was going to go really learn how to read and write and speak Japanese, but it was probably about 15 years ago. I actually did have a conversation with them, and this is probably going to be monitored by the NSA, and I'm going to be killed. But went there was a recruitment process, and I went to Washington for an interview, and also found out how much CIA agents make, and it's probably not quite as lucrative as working in technology with a family.
So that's a good motivator. Let's look at the check side and make the decision based on money.
Yeah.
COVID for
Could you
Dixie. Well, we talked about it. We talked
see
about it
me?
a little bit, right? What was
Yeah.
that?
I was just going to say, could you see me dragging my wife around the world?
No, no,
In a job like
no.
that?
That's not happening. That's not
Probably.
happening.
Probably.
That's not happening. So COVID for Dixie. We talked about it. You. I don't know if you want to mention something else.
Well, that was the external side that we talked about. There's been the internal part too, where we for years, we wouldn't hire anybody outside of, our core business areas in Boston, New York, or Tel Aviv. But what COVID showed us was that was probably a little bit naive thinking, and we've hired just a ton of people over since March of 2020, and it opened our eyes that it's really not a bad idea to take best of breed talent
Yeah,
from
talent from outside. Yeah.
wherever you can
Mm.
get them. And now we're starting to work together more, but it's a lot easier to collaborate for us and scale than it
Yeah,
probably would have
definitely.
been if we were just trying to hire people in Boston.
Interesting. And is it a contractor model, or is it full employees, or you doing a mix?
No, for the most part, we hire full-time employees.
Oh wow.
We do. There's a little bit of contract work, but um, no, if you can
Which
fire.
country? Which country, if there is a country, is the one that is giving you the most talent outside of Boston? And
It's distributed across the U.S. There's a one example. We've got one of our leading technology guys that's in Wisconsin, and we never would have thought about hiring him,
amazing.
but before COVID. So it's made us a lot more flexible. But at the same time, you also need to be having those water cooler conversations, right? So every chance that you can get to get people together, or be collaborating in person,
Yeah, it makes a difference.
it's a good
Yeah,
mix.
absolutely.
But making us
Absolutely.
more flexible about hiring was probably the lesson that we learned internally.
Yeah, we were born 100% digital, so everybody was in different parts of the country. So for us, we just never felt any changes. With COVID, our team was, we have a team in Europe, Colombia, Argentina, some people here in Miami, but most of our people are abroad, and it just really emphasized that we were going to survive and make it strong after COVID because of the way we're set up. So that's interesting. The next one, Zixi, you want to say something about the company? Obviously, you guys are growing. Anything else that people should know about Zixi?
Well, just the elevator pitch is Zixi provides software to allow people to send live video at ultra low latency over IP networks. We've got around 1,000 media and entertainment customers. We've got 370-ish partners that have integrated Zixi into their hardware and software offerings, which is everything from cameras, encoders, decoders, QA platforms, playout, native integrations with the major cloud infrastructure providers. So that's primarily the area of the business that I concentrate on is the partnerships, and it's a lot of fun. You see partners bringing in more customers, and then customers saying you got to have more partners, and grows and grows and becomes this big ecosystem. It's a lot of fun.